Robert Mueller has impaneled a grand jury on the Russia investigation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No, not yet. Not yet, hold. Okay, but we are close. So this, as Joe Biden would say, this is a big effing deal. So the grand jury will be in Washington, and watch out. We've got a report from Wall Street Journal. Let me get right to it. Special Counsel Robert Mueller has impaneled a grand jury in Washington to investigate Russia's interference in the 2016 elections, a sign that his inquiry is growing in intensity and entering a new phase. So let's just say the obvious here. They're not wrapping this thing up. It's not like they looked around, they're like, no, there's no there there. This is a nothing burger. No, we're not gonna waste a lot of time and effort here. We're done. Now look, all these guys are heavyweight lawyers with huge reputations. So they're not gonna wanna screw around with their reputations. If it was a nothing burger, they'd get the hell out of town, right? So if you're impaneling a grand jury, possibly against the President of the United States, it doesn't get any bigger than that. So grand juries, to give you some context here, are powerful investigative tools that allow prosecutors to subpoena documents, put witnesses under oath, and seek indictments if there is evidence of a crime. Legal experts said the decision by Mr. Mueller to impanel a grand jury suggests he believes he will need to subpoena records and take testimony from witnesses. Yummy. Okay, so more consequences that come out of this. Once you start subpoenaing documents, well, that's when you really start to get more heavyweight evidence. Because right now there's a lot of circumstantial evidence and apparently enough to proceed forward in a significant way here. But then you can get emails, you can get transactions, you can get financial documents. And then once you start putting witnesses up, they start feeling the pressure. And then all of a sudden, some of them are gonna wanna cut deals. Oh, and Trump keeps saying it's a witch hunt. Of course, that's what he's gonna say to protect himself. But now it's in the hands of a grand jury. So the grand jury will decide. It's not like they're on a warpath, they're 12 random people. And if there's nothing there, then the grand jury will say there's nothing there and they'll move on. So now we get to find out, and it enters a new phase. And yes, it'll take a lot longer. This means we're definitely going into 2018. I told you these guys are serious guys. They're not just gonna go in there and either wrap up the investigation or say that he's done something without gathering up a tremendous amount of evidence, because you don't go after the president unless you have a mountain of evidence. So it looks like they've got enough to accumulate more through this very significant process. So now we go to a University of Texas law professor who's an expert in the field. He says, this is yet a further sign that there is a long-term, large-scale series of prosecutions being contemplated and being pursued by the special counsel. Okay, now there's more evidence too, because they brought in some heavy hitters. Earlier in the week, they brought in a guy named Greg Andres, and I was almost did a story about that because it was so significant. But let me just quickly fill you in on who he is. He's a former Justice Department attorney who specializes in corruption and bribery cases, and he joined the investigation, okay? His expertise is corruption, money laundering, and bribery. I wonder why they brought him in. Well, more from Wall Street Journal, this is very important. Mr. Andres, a former top Justice Department official who also oversaw the criminal division of the US Attorney's Office in Brooklyn, wouldn't leave his private sector job for a low-level investigation, Mr. Zeno said. Zeno's another expert on this issue. So he works at Davis Polk. That is one of the top firms in the country. He makes a ton of money, this Andres lawyer. He's not gonna leave that job unless you got a whale that you're trying to catch. You don't go to Andres and go, we're not sure if we've got anything. Why don't you interrupt your life and give up millions of dollars and come work on this, but probably we'll wrap it up soon. No, you bring in this heavy hitter if you think I need the best guy in the world on corruption, bribery, and money laundering. This is not just about, hey, did Russia hack some emails and kind of help Trump? This is, no, there's a much bigger deal between Trump and Russia. And if you're wondering, Mike Flynn, you know how they were investigating him? That's a different grand jury. That's in Virginia. That doesn't have anything to do with this. This is about the president.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got.
Not yet, but it's close. Okay. One last one again from that Thomas Zeno, who's a former federal prosecutor. He says, this is confirmation that this is a very vigorous investigation going on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No, but almost. All right, now you can see why Trump is antsy and he's been angling to find a way to get rid of Mueller. Now that there's a grand jury, it would be even more clear obstruction of justice if he tries to fire the guy who just impaneled a grand jury at him. But you know, Trump, he'll be furious and he might want to go after him even more now. So if I wanted to ask you guys a question, if Trump fires Mueller, will Trump be thrown out of office? tytnetwork.com/holy hell. And it's holy hell because Lindsey Graham famously said that if he tries to fire Mueller, there will be holy hell to pay. Now, that'll be up to the Republicans because they control the House and the Senate. But at this point, this ship has sailed, man. You try to fire the guy who's prosecuting you and has already impaneled a grand jury, and that is super obvious obstruction of justice, both politically, like obviously he's trying to block the investigation. You know why? They keep speculating like, I wonder why he's doing it. Is he adverse to bad press? No, there's a much easier explanation. He's trying to block the investigation because he knows what they'll find, because he knows what he already did. And meanwhile, the Russians, now that the sanctions did not get lifted and Trump was forced to sign it because they would have overridden his veto, he's still complaining about it today. He's like, oh, it was a terrible bill, terrible. You signed it. Oh, I can't believe Congress did this. Russia keeps sending threatening messages. Oh, this is a very weak president. It makes him look impotent. That's a curious choice of words. And then they sent this weird jousting video, which no one understands, which I think is some sort of sign to Trump saying like, you remember what we have on you. It's called compromat, okay? So look, it doesn't matter what my speculation is. We got a grand jury, so we're gonna find out. Buckle up, and this time, Trump administration, brace for impact. The North remembers.